Welcome to Oxford News This Week. I'm Elgin Nichols.
And I'm Terry Stiles. In this week's news, a local residence destroyed by fire and a dementia patient goes missing.
Stay tuned. Learn more about these stories and others. The Oxford News begins right now. A house fire on Maloney in Oxford Township resulted in the home being completely gutted. Oxford Fire Chief Pete Schultz estimated damage to be about $80,000. While there were no human casualties, the family's small dog did not survive in spite of attempts by firefighters to save it. Oxford firefighters were assisted by Brandon and Addison Township firefighters who extinguished the fire within 10 minutes. It's believed the fire began in the ceiling above the kitchen.
Last week, Oxford Addison Youth Assistance organized a Christmas party at Collier Lanes for kids, where Santa shared pizza and gift cards with the kids. Oxford Addison Youth Organization is designed to strengthen families by reducing child delinquency, abuse, and neglect through community involvement. The efforts are financed through local contributions.
Christmas cheer was also spread by some Clear Lake Elementary School children when they recently visited the Hope Senior Apartments in Oxford. Residents were surprised with Christmas songs belted out by the young Clear Lake School Children's Chorus Group. Later, the children handed out desserts and juice to the seniors. It was heartwarming for everyone who attended. Great job, kids.
Oxford firefighter Benjamin Franz was selected from a group of 5 candidates to be promoted to the rank of sergeant at the Oxford Fire Department. Franz has been a firefighter since 2004 and is a certified paramedic and inspector. In addition, he is a member of the technical rescue team organized through Oakland County Firefighter Mutual Aid Association. The position had been vacated since July when BJ Strapp was promoted from that rank to captain. Congratulations, Ben.
Again, a rejected offer. A proposal from Venture Incorporated to purchase and develop the village office property was denied by council by a 4-to-1 vote. The proposal for the nearly 2-acre property would have changed the landscape to a multi-level low-income housing facility for senior citizens.
A proposed buyer for the village-owned 98 Gillespie was also rejected by council. A local company wanted to use the property for light manufacturing. However, council made it clear the property will not be used for any type of manufacturing operation. The offer was rejected 4-to-1.
A new store is about to join the Oxford business world. Ace Hardware owner Marvin Stone hopes the new store located on M24 will be a welcome addition to village and township residents. One of the largest Ace Hardwares in this area, the store will be stocked with a huge selection of do-it-yourself products and merchandise. The store will be managed by Andy Bear, who has been with the company for about 15 years, and with him will be a well-trained staff. The new Ace Hardware will open officially sometime soon, January 2017. Welcome to Oxford, Mr. Stone.
A very well-liked former Addison Township Assistant Fire Chief has passed away. Robert DeRocher passed away last week, and according to current Fire Chief Jerry Morawski, Mr. DeRocher was the kind of person who had the calming personality and a mentoring talent that suited the department well and was well liked by all who worked with him. He was with the department for 37 years and is survived by his wife of 58 years, Mary Ann. He's also survived by his 2 sons, David and Christopher, and several grandchildren. He will be missed.
A 76-year-old woman was reported missing from her East Dryden Road home in Oxford Township. When Oakland County Sheriff's deputies searched the area and found no traces of the woman, they called the police canine tracking dog in. The dog picked up the woman's trail, and officers soon found the woman lying face up in the snow. A woman was discovered about a mile from her home near a clump of trees and a fence line. At first, the officers couldn't determine if the woman was still alive. The outside temperature was about 5 degrees, not including the wind factor. But suddenly, the woman blinked her eyes and the officer called for an ambulance to transport her to the nearest hospital. Good news, the woman is now resting and in stable condition. Now, that was a story with a great New Year's ending.
Yeah, that is a good New Year's ending. I don't know how she withstood the temperature for as long as she must have to get a mile away from home. That's amazing.
She had a little hyperthermia, I think, involved, but no, she did survive, and that's good news for the family.
That is a good story.
Yeah.
Good story.
It is.
And I want to say Happy New Year to everybody out
Yes,
there.
Happy New Year.
That's Oxford News this week. If you want to learn more about these stories and others, go to your local store and pick up a copy of the Oxford Leader newspaper. Or better yet, you could catch us right here at Charter Channel 191 or AT&T Channel 99.
Yep, and coming up next on OCTV, Oxford Sports with Jamie Hughes. Also, catch Oxford School News with John Ochins, and don't miss Auto Talk and Science in the News with Dave Kenny.
I'm Terry Stiles, and this is Oxford News This Week, where we bring your news closer to home.
And I'm Elgin Nichols. Remember, always be kind to your friends and neighbors, and thanks for watching.
Canine Stray Rescue does just that. Rescue stray dogs for new families. But they need your help. Become a volunteer at Canine Stray Rescue League of Michigan. Take dogs for walks, help them socialize with others, and help them get adopted. Fill out an application and help a family add a new member today.
Welcome to Science in the News. I'm Dave Kenny, and these stories are taken from the publication New Scientist. In our first story, deep beneath our planet's surface, a molten jet of iron nearly as hot as the surface of the sun is picking up speed. This stream of liquid has been discovered for the first time by telltale magnetic field readings 3,000 kilometers below North America and Russia, taken from space. The vast jet stream, some 420 kilometers wide, has tripled in speed since 2000 and is now circulating westward at between 40 and 45 kilometers per year, deep under Siberia and heading towards Europe. That is 3 times faster than typical speeds of the liquid in the outer core. No one knows why the jet has gotten faster, but the team that discovered the accelerating jet thinks it is a natural phenomena that dates back as much as 1 billion years and can help us understand the formation of Earth's magnetic fields that keep us safe from solar winds. Earth's magnetic field is generated by the movement of molten iron in the outer core, so examining the magnetic field can reveal details of the behavior of the core that underpins it. The discovery of the jet involved tracking 2 massive but unusually strong lobes of magnetic flux originating from the core mantle boundary situated beneath Canada and Siberia respectively, but moving with the flow of the molten iron. Because their motion could originate only from the physical movement of the molten iron, the lobes serve as markers, allowing the researchers to track the flow of iron. It's a remarkable discovery, says Phil Livermore of the University of Leeds in the UK, who led the team. We've known that the liquid core is moving around, but our observations haven't been sufficient until now to see this significant jet. Livermore likens it to being able to track the course of a river at night by watching candles floating on the surface. As the iron moves, it drags the magnetic field with it, he says. We can't see the flow of iron itself, only the motion of the flux lobes. Livermore and his colleagues say the jet is created by movement of molten iron around the inner solid iron core. Next to the inner core, there are parallel cylinders, that is, of swirling molten iron in the outer core running from north to south. Where these swirling cylinders meet the solid core and squash against it, they act like a pair of rollers squeezing out additional molten iron sideways to create the jet stream. This produces and moves the 2 lobe-like magnetic fields, which are what the satellites detected and tracked. Studying the jet should enable geophysicists to better understand how the planet core behaves and the factors that influence the Earth's magnetic field strength. Wow. In our next story, ooh, ooh, ee, ee, ee. Well, that's 2 vowel sounds done, but monkeys may have more sophisticated vocal abilities than we give them credit for. It seems that the anatomy of a monkey's vocal tract is capable of producing the 5 basic vowel sounds on which many human languages are based. These could theoretically be used to form intelligible sentences, says Asif Gansafar at Princeton University and colleagues who used movies and X-ray images of the vocal tract of live long-tailed macaques. The team computed the sounds and frequencies these monkeys could, in theory, produce from the 99 track configurations they saw and compared them with those made by human vocal tracts. They have a speech-ready vocal anatomy, but not a speech-ready brain, says Ganzafar. Now we need to find out why the human, but not the monkey brain, can produce language. The results add to a growing evidence that some monkeys and apes can generate rudimentary sounds needed for speech-like communication. In our last story, it's an ending worthy of a Wagner opera. In September of 2017, nearly 20 years after its launch, the Cassini spacecraft will crash into Saturn, sacrificing itself for the sake of the ring giant's potentially habitable moons. First, Cassini will soar over 1 million kilometers above Saturn's north pole and plummet past the outermost of its major rings, the F ring. Then it will plunge between the innermost rings and the planet, sampling the particles drifting from the rings into the atmosphere and measuring how much dust and ice they contain. Next, Cassini will make 22 orbits through this region, one never explored before. Each taking only 6 days, they will yield maps of Saturn's gravity and magnetic fields, giving us a window into its interior. Finally, its legacy complete, Cassini will plunge into Saturn's upper atmosphere and incinerate. But it will continue transmitting data right up until its final moment. Bon voyage. Well, that's it for this edition of Science in the News. I'm Dave Kenny. Stay tuned to Oxford Community Television, and we'll be right back.
I'm John Ochins, and welcome to the Oxford Wildcats School Update. DECA is an organization that has been helping kids prepare for careers in marketing, finance, hospitality, and management. It's been around for 70 years. What you may not know is that DECA members also go into our grade schools to help our youngsters start thinking about these important issues. 3 of our juniors went over to Clear Lake Elementary the other day for the culmination of a finance training program. Here are Ben Noose, Sergio Borg, and Richard Galbraith.
Basically, we're putting on this carnival for the little kid, the 5th graders that we've been going through financial lessons with for the past month and a half or so.
Now this is connected with DECA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is part of our DECA chapter, and ours is financial literacy. So for the past 5 weeks, we've been coming in to Clear Lake Elementary and teaching the 5th grade students different lessons, such as saving money, how to take out loans, and stuff like that.
And we've been paying the students through their, if they take a test and do well, they can earn some of our DECA dollars, which is a fake currency, and they get paid every week, and they can try to earn more. And we've been encouraging them to save up so they can spend it on all the fun stuff that we have here.
Our DECA kids are starting to prepare for state and national tournaments coming up in the spring. Jennifer Guthrie has been appointed to the Oxford School Board to complete Kim Shoemaker's term. You'll recall Mrs. Shoemaker resigned last month after announcing she and her husband were moving out of the district. Among other things, Guthrie worked as a substitute teacher and paraprofessional in our district. With our weather being what it is, you may be dreaming about summer. While making your plans, you need to know that summer will be a tad shorter for Oxford students this year. The state requires 180 days of instruction this year. That's up from 175 in the last 3 years. Our kids will start school on Monday, August 28th. Oxford schools had to get a waiver allowing them to open before Labor Day. We're adding a few buses to our school transportation fleet. Director Ann Whedon explains.
We found out that a auction company that we've been affiliated with in the past, Commercial Industrial Services, I think is the name of it, Bruce Ferguson. He had an auction going in Novi, and they were auctioning off some 06 and 07 Freightliner FS65s, just like what the majority of our fleet is right now. And we went down and took a look at the buses. They're in good shape. Of course, they've been in Novi, so they're on a lot of pavement. And they had them professionally, some of the backs of them done with rust and other concerns that happen with some of those buses. So they've been replaced. So that was nice, and they're in good shape. We picked up 2 06s and 4 07s.
And these are full-size school buses. So
65 passenger.
Yeah, okay. So are we in pretty good shape now, or do we still need some more?
We're in better shape. We can always use more. We're going to, in fact, auction off some of our older buses that we have. They're buses that we have on the road right now, so we're kind of using these to replace and just try to update our fleet.
There's word from the high school that there would soon be quicker lunch service in the cafeteria. Improvements to the tune of $97,000 were unveiled at the December 5th Board of Ed meeting. This would add 3 more points of sale and allow more food options, according to our Nutrition Services Director, Karen Bissett. Part of the improvements would be a daily stir-fry line. It's been tested on the kids, and they've really liked it. Bissett says they run the program as a business, not a drain on the general fund. They serve around 800 lunches a day, but there are still students who bring lunches from home because they don't want to wait in line. 3 new additional lines should help. Construction should take place around the lunch hours after the holiday break. That's the Oxford School Update for this week. Enjoy the break. This is Oxford Community Television. We'll see you next year.
Back with you on Oxford News this week. Hope you're doing well wherever you are. Yes, time for Oxford Sports. Freshman Wildcats finished the 2016 session of their 2016-2017 season undefeated. They went into it 4-0 by beating Royal Oak at home 56-22. The Wildcats were led by Robert Abbott with 21. Levi Wiggers had 9. Several other Wildcats contributed as well. They're going into the break, into the holidays with that record. They'll be back on the 9th of January. They take on Notre Dame Prep. Again, they wish everyone a happy holidays, and I guess they delivered a gift, 4-0. It speaks for itself. The OAU, the Oxford Avondale United hockey team, skated by Utica, an impressive contest the other night, 9-2. We joined Cody and Rod Wright from the arena, an impressive win in OAU hockey.
Like Kyle Schrattler we did the interview with, he mentioned that the difference between college hockey and juniors is actually physicality, which I'm not surprised. You would think juniors would be because there's always saying,
oh, there! Speaking
Hensy
of physicality,
right,
I'll tell you what. You know what?
Hensy, baby.
When a guy can make that corner.
Oh, that was
number 10.
Number 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Brendan Hensy.
Brendan Hensy. Okay. Beautiful, beautiful goal.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, he's got a guy covering for him. That's good. And there's who put that one in.
Who got that one? I couldn't see. Unfortunately, we have this camera hanger.
That might be 23.
Jumping out to the basketball arena, it was at the Ian Smith Gymnasium. Oxford High School beat Royal Oak High School 69-39. Jordan Jaden led the Wildcats 16 points, 6 assists. Nolan Harding went off for 15 points, including 5 for 5 from the three-point line. Michael Raish finished with 10 points, 10 rebounds of his own. Oxford improved to 4-0 on the season and will face Richmond. That'll be after the holiday break. Congratulations to that Oxford varsity boys basketball team. Girls varsity basketball team, well, they were playing their hearts out. Kind of a disappointing win against Avondale. They lost it with just moments left. The final score there, Avondale 40, Oxford 38. They were led, though, by Olivia Russell with 21 points, hitting 15 for 17 free throws. Senior Maddie Morris led Oxford with 11 points. Both senior Monet Adams and sophomore Haley Cato contributed 7 points each. Again, not enough for the win. They lose it at the end, 40-38. Out to the natatorium, Oxford High School boys varsity swimming fell to the impressive Stony Creek, 108-75. It was an exciting meet for both teams. They scored throughout the game, 6 events, flipping back and forth between Oxford and Stony Creek. And again, the Stony Creek Cougars came up with an impressive win, 1-1 on their season. Wildcats dropped to 0-2. They take on Farmington Harrison Phoenix. Again, all this takes place after everybody opens up their Christmas presents after the holiday break. We go to the bowling arena. Impressive night, Luxury Lanes, Oxford Lady Wildcat Bowling, and Boys Bowling. Wildcats enjoyed the newly remodeled center. The Lady Cats score a clean sweep against the young Ferndale team, winning 30-0. Leading the way, 208 and 191, was co-captain Megan Kessler. Megan Armbruster had games at 209 and 177. Claire Sandstrom shot a nice 215. Co-captain Abby Pappas chipped away. She had 202. The girls have 2 wins on the season, losing only 1 point out of a possible 60. Ferndale High School again out to Luxury Lanes that same evening in boys basketball. It was led by captains Tanner Kartner and Luke Meyer. Tanner had games at 235 and 267, while Luke shot 215, 235. Christian Kartner shot well as well, 237 and 202. Jimmy DeMel contributed at 209. The team scored its highest game of the year. The score there, 1,088. Wow. Game 1, a solid 10-27 in Game 2. The final score was Oxford 25, Ferndale 5. Again, Ferndale just an up-and-coming team. This runs the Cats' record in bowling, 2-0 on the season. Good job there on the bowling lane. Jump out to the website, their website. The Oxford Athletic website is oxfordathletics.org. Tells you all the things that you need to know about their website. There's also an information page. If any of the athletes are planning on playing college sports, the Oxford Athletic website and their office would like to know. If you're planning on a letter of intent or signing, they would like to know about it. They want to plan a photo op and put it on their website. Again, oxfordathletics.org. That is their website, and it'll lead you to anything you need to know about Oxford Athletics. While you're on the website, I do urge you to jump to our website. Again, a lot of AT&T customers are possibly opting out due to the price constraints. And if you're not able to get our programming, go to OCCTV.org and you can hit the programs tab or jump to YouTube. Catch any one of the programs we catch here or tape here on our TV channel. You can catch it on your computer, iPad, phone, whatever way you choose to hook up, OCCTV.org. Again, AT&T kind of making it almost impossible to catch the programming. Again, our sports on the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, 1 to 6. We are broadcasting some holiday programming up and coming through the weekends. Hope you have a great, enjoyable, brand new year and a happy holiday season. Take care of yourselves and go Lions. Take care.
Welcome to American Legion in Oxford for the best fish on Fridays. That's right, from noon to 8:30. You can get the best walleye in Michigan. You can get walleye, baked cod, chicken strips, baked potatoes, and more. On the hall side of the Legion, oh, hello there, friends. You can have 12 friends on a table, any one of the best military museums in Michigan. And the dining side, oh, hello again. More comfortable with many 4-seat tables and a couple of 5-seaters. Now on Friday, we usually have about 400 to 500 of best friends for our fish. Carry-out? You bet. We have 50 to 60 carry-outs at the post. We have some young friends with the birthdays and some of our best seniors at the post. Oh yeah, waitresses, they go like a track waitress to get your food. If you have never enjoyed our Secret's famous walleye at the Legion, come on in. Every Friday from noon to 8:30 at the American Legion Post 108 on 130 East Rainer Road, Oxford.
Welcome to this edition of Auto Talk. I'm Dave Kenny, and these stories are taken from the publication Automotive News. In our first story, the EPA has told an automaker lobbyist group that it will not extend the deadline for a review of the strict fuel economy standards to the 2025 model year, indicating the agency will push ahead with a plan to make the rules final before the Obama administration leaves office on January 20th. Acting EPA Assistant Administrator Janet McCabe informed the Alliance of Automobile Manufacturers, which includes most major automakers in the U.S., in a letter December 22nd. The Auto Manufacturers Group had also requested that the EPA withdraw its plans to finalize the new standards, and the denial of the Auto Group's request had been expected. Extending the deadline would have allowed President-elect Donald Trump's pick for EPA Chief Scott Pruitt to weigh in on the rule for the 2022 to 2025 vehicles. Pruitt is an avowed critic of President Barack Obama's efforts to curb climate change by regulating greenhouse gas emissions. The Association of Global Automakers, a trade group that had petitioned the agency for a change, along with the Alliance of Automobile Manufacturers, decried the EPA's decision as sadly predictable. And at FCA, Fiat Chrysler Automobiles has completed production of 100 Chrysler Pacifica hybrid minivans that will join Alphabet Inc.'s Waymo self-driving vehicle fleet. The minivans are currently being outfitted with fully self-driving technology, including purpose-built computers and a suite of sensors, telematics, and other systems, and will become part of the test fleet for Waymo, formerly Google Car Project, in early 2017, FCA said in a statement December 19th. Waymo plans to start a ride-sharing service with FCA's minivans as part of a reorganization of the tech company's automotive unit, people familiar with the matter said on December 13th. The U.S. tech company separated its autonomous vehicle project into the new Alphabet holding company, Waymo, earlier this month. The vehicle will be shown, at the North American Auto Show in Detroit at a press conference on January 8th. And at GM, General Motors said December 15th it will be the first company to mass-produce autonomous vehicles, with test versions of the Chevrolet Bolt equipped with self-driving technology planned to start rolling out of the Michigan plant in January. GM CEO Mary Barra also said the company will start testing autonomous Bolts on public roads near the GM Tech Center in suburban Detroit immediately in response to state legislation enacted 2 weeks ago that allows wider use of the vehicles. She said metropolitan Detroit will be GM's primary test area for snow and cold weather driving. Wow. GM already has been testing about 40 self-driving Bolts on roads in San Francisco and Scottsdale, Arizona. The fleet used in Michigan will be significantly larger than that, said Doug Parks, GM Vice President for Autonomous Technology and Vehicle Execution. We're ensuring that our AVs can operate safely across a full range of road, weather, and climate conditions, Barra said at a news conference. Barra said workers at GM's plant in Orion Township, Michigan, will build Bolts with cameras, sensors, LiDAR, and other technology needed for autonomous operation. The plant already makes the regular Bolt, an electric car that can go an estimated 238 miles on a full battery, and the Chevrolet Sonic subcompact car. On the recall front, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration is launching an investigation into about 1 million new Ram pickups and Dodge SUVs after receiving complaints the vehicles rolled away after being parked. Fiat Chrysler Automobiles says it's cooperating with the government investigation that covers 2013 to 16 Ram 1500 pickups and 2014 to 16 Dodge Durango SUVs. The government said it has reports of 25 crashes from owners alleging vehicles roll away and 9 injuries, and urged drivers to set the parking brake before exiting the vehicle. The vehicles under investigation have an electronic rotary control for driver gear selections that is different to the shifter that FCA recalled earlier this year for rollaway issues. In April, Fiat Chrysler recalled more than 1.1 million cars and SUVs worldwide because the vehicles may roll away after drivers exit. The problem in the recalled Dodge Charger and Chrysler 300 sedans and Jeep Grand Cherokee SUVs has been tied to at least 68 injuries, 266 crashes, 308 reports of property damage, the government said. In June, Star Trek actor Anton Yelchin was killed in a rollaway crash in a recalled 2015 Jeep Grand Cherokee. Yelchin, 27, died after his SUV rolled backward in the steep driveway of his Los Angeles home and pinned him against a brick wall and a fence. In August, his parents sued FCA for negligence and product liability claims in California. Well, that's all for this edition of Auto Talk. I'm Dave Kenny, and as always, may the wind be at your back as you cruise down life's highways. Stay tuned to Oxford Community Television.